The ultimate guide to construction project management. Don't start without it. In this video, we're going to switch from the mindset of project management to project leadership. Do you want a surefire approach to effectively run projects and what your key focuses should be? And also some examples of how to do it. If you want that, you've come to the right place. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I love this topic. By the way, I want you to know, all of you PMP certified people, you're not going to like this. Please still like and subscribe to the video, and then just click it off so I don't make you mad. But I just read through the project management body of knowledge, book of knowledge, the PMBOK, and was really inspired by what I didn't see. What I didn't see in there was any measurement that was meaningful when it comes to the execution of work on a construction project. In other videos, we've talked about Era 1 is Taylorism, where we're rushing, pushing, and panicking people and thinking there's a correlation between how fast workers work and how much work gets done and how many workers we have and how much work gets done. And then Era 2, which has also failed us, is the era of administration and project management, where we have, and I don't like this, by the way, where we have managers upon managers upon managers using worthless reports and useless project management systems, and we have very few people doing the work, and where most of the money, technology, and comfort is focused in this realm and not with the people doing the work. So my focus when it comes to project management, we can also call it project leadership, is to stop doing this and to start doing actual work. Stop watching and start actually doing. What we really want is the right level of leadership that is in charge of our workforce, and we need to be investing quite a bit of money and time and resources in enabling the people that actually do the work. Everything up here, even though I used to be a superintendent and a director and PM and all these roles, we were necessary but non-value added entities, meaning the only people that actually make us money are the foremen and the workers, the actual trades. This is all just management. So we don't want management upon management, and we don't want to just focus here. We want to focus our attention on the actual work getting done. So let's talk about an approach that we can take anytime we want to lead a project or an effort. So this is pretty simple. Let's say that you have this effort. Oh my gosh, this is such a good video so far. But let's say you have this effort and you want to do this work. So you have foremen and you have workers inside of this zone in a certain amount of time, or a tack time. So this ends up being your tacked wagon. But anyway, this is basically the work that they have in here can be considered a work package. So in this work package, we need a couple of things, right? We need the people, we need the materials, we need the tools, we need the equipment, we need the information, we need the layout, we need the permissions. You could just keep going on, but everything in construction is based around this work package, the crew being able to do their work in a zone in their right duration, in the right size, in the right kind of packaging. So when you're attempting to get them what they need for this, you've always got to do a couple of things. You've always got to get the people. You've always got to then make sure that you have the plan, and especially when this is on a rhythm. And then the third thing is the resources, okay? So what you'll notice is that we have all three of these things. So people is right here. The plan shows the actual rhythm, and the resources are the materials, the tools, the equipment, the information, the layout, and obviously permissions loops into that. But basically, don't get too worried about here. People, plan, resources. That's your job when it comes to project leadership, is to enable the crew. Oh my gosh, this is so good. So I'm actually going to list this out. I didn't think I was going to do this, but let me go do this. Number one, you need to make sure that you know what the work package is, okay? That work package should be done, and they have certain needs. And so you're going to get them what they need, okay? So I'm just going to say what need, okay? And that's always going to be number one, the people to do it, or the team, okay? It's going to be 2, the plan, and I would say the production plan, and 3, the resources. So this is your model. And the reason that I think this is so important is a lot of times in construction, it's like, well, I'm a project manager. I'm in charge of owner's payouts, or I'm in charge of the subcontractor billing, or I write RFIs, or I approve submittals, or whatever it is. I go ahead and confirm that everybody has insurance. No, 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 no. That is not your focus. Your focus is to enable a crew in a work package to, and you're going to love this, plan ahead of doing that work, build the work right, okay, and finish as they go, and be ultimately successful. And the way that the crews, if they have everything they need, they can plan, they can build it, they can finish. Your trades know how to do this. But in order for them to do it, they need the people, the plan, the resources. Like I said, people, plan, and resources. So that becomes your focus. If you're a PM or a PE, it's not, oh my gosh, I write RFIs. No, 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 no. The RFIs, the owner pay apps, the subcontractor pay applications, the submittals, all these different tools were only there as a means to an end so a crew can plan, build, and finish their work. All right, so check this out. And I think this is going to be so good. I think you're going to want to like and subscribe to this video. I know I already asked you, but this is getting really good. So just remember this little image. Oh, this is getting even better. This could be your tack wagon, but I'm just going to talk about one trade within there. This is your work package, and remember they need everything that they need for that. And remember, if this is your zone 1, you're going to have that same work package repeating throughout all of the other zones. Okay, so I love that. And it's going to complete on a rhythm. So this is fantastic. So everything centers around this central theme. But for us to enable trades to go complete their work in the right phase, area, and zone, or their work package, we're going to have to do some things out ahead as a focus and from a throughput or a flow standpoint. Number 1 is design enabled. So way back over here, oh my gosh, this is getting even better. So it's always this pattern, which I learned from the book Built to Fail. It's design, make, transport. So I'll just do, transport, okay, and then build, okay, or install or assemble. That's the concept. So as a project manager, project engineer, superintendent, or from project management in itself, instead of talking about all these different tools, this is project management. Make sure that your design is enabled, okay? So the design is enabled, meaning that your overall throughput of however much design and however much time, or the cycle time for specific tasks, is as short as it possibly can be, because the different steps in design, whatever it might be, you have optimized the actual process to be as narrow as it possibly can. So project management means that we're getting the design on time at the shortest overall duration, and that we're designing for this work package over here. This is the crucial point, because then after that, once it's, and by the way, design is not truly ever done, meaning you're going to have a little bit of this clarification in the fabrication. You're going to have a little bit of this real time with RFIs as you go. So design is never really finished, but you have to optimize and run the design process. The second thing is the make or the fabrication. So I'll just put fabrication, okay? And if we're doing a good job from a project management standpoint, from a fabrication standpoint, then what we're going to do is manage, and this is key, I'm glad that I'm writing it down. You're going to manage the supply chain. This is not just procurement. So if you just do procurement, you're like, yeah, I procured it. I told the trade partner to go get the information or the materials or whatever it is. They should have it. No, you're not just saying, hey, have I bought this? You're managing the supply chain through these different inch stones along the way to make sure that it's heading in the right direction before it comes to the transportation stage, okay? This is key. So this is transport. This is when you deliver it to the project site. Now between here, you're going to have a bit of a buffer. This is called a material inventory buffer or resource inventory buffer. The point here is for this to not be too big, but also not be too small. We don't want workers waiting on work, and we don't want work waiting on workers. We want a really nice balance. But the bottom line is, if you're designing to the work package, fabricating to the work package by phase, area, and zone, and then transporting it, which is key, phase, area, and zone to these locations on time and broken out properly, then you have enabled your trades to have everything that they need in order for them to be successful. So when you look at it, remember that people, plan, and resources, but when you're managing the resources, it's always design, make, transport, and build in the right breakdown according to the work package. And if you make sure that the team is happy that's supporting this effort, and if you make sure that the plan is 100% clear and that information is flowing or resources are flowing to the trades and the trades are flowing from area to area, you've got yourself a winning project management recipe for success. And I love this topic so much that I'm going to give you a really nice, beautifully formatted Canva graphic for this topic in the description below that you can use. But I want you to know, get rid of this disconnected, siloed PMP, PMI kind of a visualization of what project management is. It's not about managers upon managers, and it's not paperwork upon paperwork. It's about, can we get the people, the plan, and the resources to the work package broken out properly in a flow, and manage, which is our job. That design is designing to the work package, we are fabricating to the work package, we are transporting to the work package, and we are delivering it on time where it needs to be, so you don't have work waiting on workers or workers waiting on work. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy the Canva resource. On we go.